Today's video is about Revivo's grading system and how they categorise the condition of their refurbished Vivo barefoot shoes. So this is a requested video as one of my viewers left a comment on a video of mine a couple of months ago saying that they'd love to hear me talk about the condition of Revivo's shoes and how the grading works, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. There's quite a lot of information to pack into this video, so I'm going to do my best to not let my camera nerves and my filming anxiety get the better of me, try and keep it as concise as possible, whilst also giving you all of the information that I have, hoping that it will be really helpful for you on your barefoot shoe journey, and also that you'll go right to the end of the video and click like and subscribe, as I'm always really grateful for your support. So let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. So today is all about Revivo and the condition of their shoes and how the company works itself. I have all of my entire collection here. I'm not going to be reviewing any of them individually today. This is just more sort of a back prop so that I can refer to a few of them as examples. I'm going to be sharing my experience with you purchasing from Revivo and how they work as a company and how the grading system works. So I wanted to start by saying that it became apparent to me in the research that I did in the preparation leading up to this video that it was going to be virtually impossible for me to give you precise, accurate price comparisons for the different grades of condition and the different shoes. So to sort of tackle this problem, I basically have written down every single model that I own here. So this is my entire collection. I've written the price of each one that I paid at the time and the condition that they came in. So that's what I'm going to be getting onto in just a second. But I want to start by briefly explaining what Revivo do. I've talked about them a lot in my previous videos and pretty much every Vivo barefoot shoe review video I've done, because that's where all of my barefoot shoes have come from. So Revivo is a sort of sister company to Vivo Barefoot that refurbishes, refreshes and repairs customer returns of shoes that were no longer wanted or no longer wearable, and also discontinued lines from the new Vivo Barefoot website, and then they sell them on at a discounted price. So Revivo's grading system works in 4 different categories. The top category, so the highest quality that you could ever buy from Revivo, is never worn. Then you've got excellent, then you've got great, and then you've got good. So I'm literally just going to read straight off of their website the way they describe the conditions and hope that this will be helpful for you. So their never worn is in perfect new condition. These styles are not refurbished and are from previous collections, no longer available to purchase on our Vivo Barefoot website. Excellent is our finest reconditioned footwear, is like new, showing very few signs of wear, and will be ready for a new pair of feet. Great, so these will be in great condition but will show some minor signs of wear and tear. Any repairs will be minor and each pair will be beautifully reconditioned back to life. And then finally, good, so these will be in good condition but will proudly show their repairs and their new replacement soles as they are lovingly reconditioned to meet the demands of another pair of feet. So that's how Revivo specifically describe the condition of their shoes. So I'm going to go through each pair now, like I said, starting with the top pair here, which is the Tracker High FG, which I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. I bought these for £100 and they came in at a good grade. Magna FG just here, £80, also in a good grade. The Gobi High Top cost me £115 and these came in an excellent grade. Then we've got the Geo Chelsea here, which I also reviewed a couple of weeks ago, £102 in a good grade. The Fulhams here, £80 for a good condition. Geo Racer Knit, £85 in great condition. Geo Court 3, which I also reviewed a couple of weeks ago, £78 in a good condition. Addies, these are unusually cheap compared to your standard Addies because these are a junior size 6, so these cost me £40 only in a great condition. And then Geo Court 2, £80, also in a great condition. So as you can see, the price points vary all over the place. Basically, it would be impossible for me to give you an accurate sort of percentage or ratio as to how they vary depending on the grade, because all different models and designs are going to be less or more expensive than others. So these, for example, would tend to be more expensive. These, for example, would be cheaper. So I'm hoping that that gives you a good idea of how the sort of price points work. I would say, if I was just going to give you an estimate, that probably between good and then all the way up the top at never worn, I'd say they can vary in difference between anything from £5 to £20, £25. But as you can see from the cost of the ones that I have here. There wasn't a huge amount of difference in the prices, but then some of them, even in a lower grade, were more expensive. That was just because of the particular model of shoe. So the other reason it's difficult for me to give you an accurate price comparison or ratio is also because Revivo tends to work in a way that means a single pair in one single size and one single grade turns up on their website, becomes available, and then once someone buys it, it obviously disappears. It's very unusual for a pair of Revivo, or a particular design, of Vivobarefoot shoes to land on the Revivo website and be available in different sizes and different conditions. So I had a quick look through their website, and the only one that I could see at the moment, without going through all of them, was the Geocourt 3, which is this pair here, available in 4 different sizes, and currently, for example, the bright white pair is available in every single size. So I'm not going to click on each individual size and see what conditions are available, but this is very, very rare. And as I said just a minute ago when I read off of Revivo's website the description of their condition, this would make sense. So basically they will come off of the new Vivobarefoot website once they've been discontinued, and then they end up on Revivo, and there's sort of a bulk of them basically, and that's pretty much the only scenario that you would find one model or one design of shoe in multiple different sizes, and where you have the actual option to choose different gradings of condition. So otherwise you're just going to be getting a pair that's just been refurbished. Obviously I can't say how long that takes them, but that's just been refurbished and has been advertised. There also doesn't seem to be consistency in when they advertise. It's not like one set day or one certain time of the week. From my experience, I have been buying from Revivo for over 2 years, so I do have quite a lot of experience with them as a company. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be much consistency in when the shoes become available. I think they just work through the returns that they have, and they repair them as and when they can, and then they advertise them basically. So yeah, it's difficult to give you, like I say, sort of an accurate idea of how much the different grades will vary in price, but hopefully this is helpful, sharing the price that I paid for these. You can sort of see the condition of them. Obviously a lot of them have been very worn now, so they don't look the same as when I first bought them. But yeah, so moving on, I'm just going to read quickly the About Us section on Revivo, just so that you get a proper full idea of what they do. So over 20 billion pairs of shoes are produced each year, and more than 90% of these are likely to end up in landfill. At Vivobarefoot, it's a pile of rubbish we don't want to add to, and we're sure you don't either. That's why we created Revivo, our way to make sure Vivobarefoots stay on feet for longer. Revivo is our community of barefooters who want to do that little bit more, buying refurbished, returning used, and getting well-loved Vivos mended, ready for more adventure. And Revivo will grow as we develop new ways to keep our footwear in use longer, producing less, wasting less, mending more, and ultimately chucking out nothing at all, because we want Vivobarefoot to be regenerative for feet, people, and planet. So if you're familiar with my channel already, you may see why Revivo appeals to me so much, as I'm so passionate about sustainability and doing my best to live as low waste as possible. So that was their About Us section, really explaining what it is they're all about and their ethos. I have been purchasing from Revivo for, like I said, over 2 years now. I've been exclusively wearing barefoot shoes for 2 years, and the sort of 6 months period at the start where I first started buying barefoot shoes, there was obviously a transition phase, and also selling on, and swapping out my conventional mainstream shoes for barefoot shoes. So that's how long I've been dealing with Revivo. I have had a few issues with their customer service in the past, and I did a full review of Revivo as a company, I think over a year now, on my channel. So today's a good opportunity to sort of update that review anyway. Their customer service has improved, but the refund process is still very lengthy. It takes a long time to get your refund back. It's not overly complicated sending the shoes back. They have an online portal that's fairly simple to do, but the return process has to go from one warehouse to another, and then so the refund finally coming back to you does take a long time. Even though I've had a few issues with customer service not getting back to me, I'd say that has kind of improved. But I am fairly biased when it comes to Vivobarefoot shoes, and I'm not sponsored by the way. I've never been sponsored in any of my Vivobarefoot shoe videos. I just really like the variety of designs and styles that Vivo Barefoot offer. So whilst Revivo as a company isn't perfect, I'm fairly certain that I'm going to continue buying from them. I love the fact that you can prevent so many shoes from going into landfill. I actually personally prefer buying them secondhand. So I've only ever owned one new pair of Vivo Barefoot shoes, and that was right at the very beginning of my journey 2.5 years ago. Me and my partner bought exactly the same pair, which was the FG Trails. I'll link the video up here and down in the description box if you want to check that one out. After about a year or so, I got more experience with Vivo Barefoot shoes and barefoot shoes in general. I transitioned by that point fully away from conventional ones, and so I sold those because I didn't really feel that they aligned with my wardrobe anymore and my lifestyle. Sold them secondhand on eBay and then used the money towards, I think it was this pair was, I think, the replacement. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue buying from Revivo. Let's see what else I still needed to say about them. So the never worn category, so the grades of condition that I mentioned earlier, the top category, highest quality, never worn. I've actually never, I don't think, bought a pair of never worns. I certainly don't own a pair of never worns. And one of the main reasons for that, without going into too much detail about it, is because most of Vivo Barefoot shoes, at least the ones that I like, and most of the ones that are here, unfortunately, are all leather. So even as a vegan, I've said this a lot on my channel previously, so I'm not going to elaborate too much, but basically I am willing to buy secondhand or used leather as long as it's for barefoot shoes. So I would never buy new leather products, or new animal derived products, or any other product that contains leather or wool, for example. Even if it was secondhand, it only applies to barefoot shoes for me personally, just because they are a health investment. So because of that reason, never worn leather shoes tend to be a little bit more rigid. And also the other reason for not ever buying never worn is that they're just too expensive. I think the other reason is because they're also hardly ever available. So like I said, it really is just a case of potluck. Whichever pair turns up that you've had your eye on the Revivo website, if they happen to have your size, generally you only get one choice. So the only time I've ever had a choice of different condition options, it would be these two here. So did I mention earlier the Geo Chelsea 3? I hope I've already mentioned that. They are available at the moment on their website in multiple different sizes, which is very, very rare, and they are available in lots of different colours as well. So the only time where I've actually had a choice of the condition that I wanted to buy was with these two. So these, as I explained earlier, would have been a discontinued model from the Vivo Barefoot website. This is a newer sole and an upgraded design. These came in my size, and I was so excited because I've been waiting to find a pair of brown pumps literally forever. I explain all about that in the video where I review these a couple of weeks ago, and they actually had my size in multiple different grades of condition, multiple different conditions, which is very unusual. Same with these, and both of these were in good condition, and I selected them purposefully, one because of the price in the main, but two because I feel better wearing lower grade conditions of shoes, just in case they get dirty. You know, barefoot shoes in general, particularly Vivo Barefoot shoes, they aren't cheap. So unfortunately, barefoot shoes at the moment, whilst they are becoming more popular, they're not a very affordable option. So whilst they are definitely healthier for us, they aren't always accessible to everybody. I've had to make a lot of sacrifices in order to end up with this collection. You know, I've sold all of my old previous life conventional mainstream shoes in order to buy these. You know, I've had to sell other things that I own in order to save up the money to buy these as well. So I tend to opt for the lowest grade if it's available. Obviously, if it's not available, then I just buy whatever. For example, these were in excellent condition. I wouldn't usually opt for excellent because that's the third highest grade, so therefore more expensive. But yeah, that's been the only time where I've been able to actually choose. I really like having refurbished shoes. I wouldn't want an entire collection of new Vivo Barefoot shoes. Like I said, one, because they're really expensive, and also two, because it allows me to not worry so much if I get them dirty or if they wear and tear. And then also Revivo give you the option of returning your shoes and getting them repaired. So not only can you return them and then they deal with them and refurbish them and sell them on themselves, but you can also return them and get them repaired yourself and then get them sent back. So I've so far only ever done that with one pair, and that was my partner's, I think, Gobi. I don't think they were Gobi highs, I think they were just straight Gobis, black sort of office wear boots that he had, and for a Valentine's Day gift I returned them without him knowing, and I basically got them repaired for him, and they came back pretty much like new. They replaced the soles, they straightened the leather out and just refreshed them basically. I did a reel on Instagram, and I also have the short on my YouTube channel, so definitely go and check that one out if you're interested. So they took, I think the whole turnaround was about 3 weeks, which was a lot quicker than I was expecting. I was really happy with the result, and basically it just meant that the shoes are going to carry on for several more years, and they were already purchased secondhand at the time. So from a financial perspective, it's really affordable, particularly from a sustainability point of view. So yeah, I'm really happy with Revivo. They offer lots of different options. I don't think repairs are available to customers in every country though. I think that's something that they're expanding, but in the UK it is currently available. So I think that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope that I haven't forgotten to mention anything, but if you do feel that I've missed anything out, of course let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to know, or if you want to share your journey with me or anything about barefoot shoes that you'd like to discuss. I love talking to you, and I do my best to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course as always to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm really grateful for your support. A lot of work goes into making these videos, and I am gradually working on my nerves on camera and my filming anxiety, so I'm grateful to each and every one of you. In the meantime, take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.